Hello everyone. For today's video short tutorial, we are about to discuss this finding the highest common factor as well as the finding the less common multiple. So technically speaking, this tutorial is intended to find a way to make it easier for you to figure out. So as we know, highest common factor is also called as the GCD, and on my right side literally you can see a calculator just to prove it or to make this tutorial a little bit easier for you. But again, this is an optional that you can have calculator. And in this calculator that I have also right now, you can see that there's actually an area to press so that you can directly have the GCD as well as the LCM. So it is vital for some calculators so that you don't have to solve it if you are only required for the numbers directly. But if you are required to see solution, which is typically in every exam, there is a solutions to show it. So this tutorial is for you. So stick around and listen on how we can do it right. So right now, let's start with these two numbers we have on the screen. We have 72 and 108. The first thing that you have to do with this is technically put them into ratio, or put it into numerator and denominator. So 72 over 108. Once you have it already, so now you can use your calculator. On the right side, you can see that I type 72 divided by 108, and you will get the lowest form for it. So 72 over 100 is just equivalent to 2 over 3. So now this is the important number that you will need, because now we can figure out our LCM and GCD for this one here. So by cross multiplication, 72, you will now get your LCM. So this is the thing, 72 multiplied by 3. And to find the highest common factor, it's just a matter of numerator divided by numerator. It's going to be 72 divided by 2. So just like this, 72 divided by 2. And 73, just to show you the calculator, 73 times 3, it will give us a number of 216. So 216 on this question is your high or lowest common lowest common multiple, while 72 over 2 will give you 36. That is your GCD. So that's it. That's how easy it is. Just a matter of cross multiplications with the lowest form, and you will get the answer for that one. So that's question number 1. Let's try to do number 2, and let's see what we can have it here as well. So on letter B, 25 over 200. So technically, if you will mentally do it, that is just 825 in 200. So that is simply as 1 over 8 on that particular question. Now, once you have the lowest form, of course, now we can figure out our LCM, which is cross multiplication. That is 25 by 8, and then 25 divided by 1. Actually, you can do the opposite. It can be 200 divided by 200 times 1. That will still give you the correct number, which is 200. On my calculator, you can see it there. And also, you can do the same thing. 200 divided by 8 will still also give you a value of what we are looking for. Now, let's move to question number 3. On question number 3, we have 95 over 120. So actually, you can pause the video and try to it by yourself first, and then come back later once you have done it. So 95 over 120, you can see on my right side, it's just to 19 over 24. So that will be your basis as the lowest form. So you just simply, again, the same concept. You can make it even 120 times 19 or 195 times 24. And you can do the same thing. You can make it 95 divided by 19, or denominator divided by denominator. It's 120 divided by 24. So right now, I use the concept I gave, which is 95 times 24. On the calculator, you can see it's 2,280. While dividing 95 divided by 19 will give us a value of 5. So that is your highest common factor, or the GCD, and your LCM is 2280. All right, so let's try to eliminate the value in the A and B, because we want to prove now with the help of this calculator to see exactly, to prove that our answer is right. So we will just prove that the 95 and 120 have an LCM of 2280, and this particular thing will have 5 for the highest common factor. So there's the thing. So focus your attentions on the right side, where I have to use the LCM first to figure it out. So here I will type the functions of the LCM and inputting the two values that we have, which is 95, and put a comma into it to separate the value, and 120. Oops. All right, so 120, and close it, and you can see right now the answer that the calculator gave is 2280. So that's it. That is exactly what we get on the using the method that I have discussed with you today. For the GCD, the same concept. It would be the same number you will put, 95 and 120, and the same thing. It gives you the same number. That's what we have. So I think that's the whole thing for today. The letter D, you can try it by yourself and prove it with your calculator as well as with the solutions I just gave you. So that is the whole tutorial for today, and I hope you have learned something, and see you around next video tutorial. Bye guys.